So Casa Guadalupe Center is a community-based organization that has different services for the community here in Allentown, from WIC services, health, social services, senior program. We also have an education program where I work as a parent liaison and an after-school teacher. So we have an after-school program for students who are in the Allentown School District schools around the area. We receive funding from the government to support students, to move forward students with different skills. We provide an enrichment program. We offer parent programs, from English classes, financial aid classes for parents, to just empower them and educate them. As most of our community are immigrant, Latino, large Latino community, and other. It's just a diverse population from the Lehigh Valley. So that's my role. I teach the after school program. I have about 25 students, kindergarten and first grade students, that come every day to receive that extra support that the school would normally provide. Now that it's all virtual, the things are different, but we're still having an in-person program here. It was absolutely very confusing because, unfortunately, social media uses a lot of algorithms that sort of keep you in a bubble. So it was very confusing to know what exactly was going on, and to understand from a trustable source what was the regulation of sort of precautions that we had to take in place. At the beginning, it was sort of a sense of panic and of fear. That's why a lot of people started, I guess, buying things at the store. And we all know the toilet paper situation, where you knew that you had to get it just because you don't know if it was just in high demand, like you had to get it. So yes, I would say that it was confusing and chaotic. When we had to shut down our program, we were informed that the school district had made the decision to keep students now in a virtual learning setting. So I just realized, wow, this is really serious. It's a virus that we don't know how it's impacting our health, and we just have to take this sort of measures in order to keep everybody safe. So yes, I had to work from home, and it was just a totally different routine. So I had to stay home and work from home. What I would do is to mentor students via online. I would have also had to do assessment with parents about their needs. A lot of the parents lost their jobs. They were looking for resources in the community, mostly food, how to feed their children. It was just a lot of misinformation about what was happening, and all this idea of what you could go through without it. Just so much unexpecting. Uncertainty, right? So my routine would be getting up every morning. I would make calls to parents, and sometimes the calls will go for hours, because they would just sometimes vent of how frustrating was to be home and not knowing what was going to happen the next day, how to help their kids with homework. Just having their kids. Some of the families that we have live in very small apartments, and they had to stay inside, all of them together. I mean, we're talking about, I have families that have 7 kids, and they have to all stay together in a room. So it was a lot of an anxiety. I would normally just end up my day. Sometimes I would have to work 15 hours a day, but I would not hang up on parents, knowing that I was going through same things as well. Yes, it was. I realized the importance of social relationships, and now we had to turn into online or phone calling. And yes, we were all living the same feeling, but we had each other in that aspect, like listening to each other and being empathetic with each other. So yeah, it felt good knowing that we had each other. So I know the families that I work with. I have families that I knew there were cases of children being reported for physical violence for abuse some sort, and I knew that they were not the kids were not being well taken care of, or nobody was following up with their situation. And just knowing that a child was at risk, it was just very concerning on my behalf. I know a lot of the families what they go through, and I know who sort of have a structure at home, and families who don't have a structure at home, and how much it was impacting to those kids, to all of my students, knowing that they had no routine, just in general, the things that they were missing from not coming to our program and not having a schedule, like going to school and being with people other than their parents. It was nobody else was taking care of them on that aspect. So it gave me a lot of anxiety.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had families who have parents and grandparents that passed away, and it was a big thing in our community here at Casa. Um, yes, it was hard not being able to support families on other than just calling on the phone, and just not being there. It was tough. From my point of view here at our center, we see people from the community coming in and out, utilizing a lot of our services. So I think people have a job having that, wearing masks, keeping their distance, just being cautious about each other. I think that has been seen as, as soon as somebody walks through the doors, like what's expected to do. In terms of our work, I think that right now we have an in-person program, and we see the need from parents to have their kids to do um, um, an in-person program, like doing activities that the computers are not giving them, like those, for example, um, um, fine motor skills that are developing through like using a pen and paper, or socializing with other kids. I have students who are in kindergarten. That's the basic foundations for life. Like right now, the Zoom is not allowing them to share a toy or learning how to share it in general. So yeah. To be kind to each other. It might sound like a cliche, but we live in a society that it's the common good, right? We should make decisions based on taking care and protecting others, and we definitely should um, be more empathetic to what, maybe just think what the other person is going through it, instead just to jumping to conclusions or assumptions. That we will realize in a few more years, and data will show us how much it impacted children being at home, kept at home from school, not going to school and having to do virtual learning, how much of their brain development has, I would say, changed, because again, social skills and emotional skills are not really being taught on a computer. So we will see that, and I'm curious to know how we'll see that impacting our future generation.